Hello, ladies. I am so excited to chat with you today. It is Emma Probasco from Bow and Prize Babe, and it's just such a vibe today. I wanted to get on here and talk with you guys and just spread only love and positivity and excitement and light and just everything I'm super excited about right now, everything I'm doing to keep my vibe really high right now, and just kind of give off that infectious vibe for you to feed off of, because I know how important it is right now. And I mentioned it in my story, but that, negativity, and I'm seeing like stories about racism and stories about just so many crazy things, and I feel like it's such a loud voice right now. That negativity is just so loud that we need somebody to be really positive and upbuilding, and I know there's so many people out there doing that. I want to be that for you too. So what am I going to chat with you about today? Honestly, I came on here to just spread my infectiously happy vibes without a ton of a plan, except I do have a few things that I really wanted to touch on. And that is, how are you doing? What are you doing? And what am I doing? Basically, in a nutshell. So I want to know, how are you doing mentally? How are you doing physically? And I want to know what you're doing to keep yourself physically and mentally happy. Or we can also chat about, and of course I will, if you're not feeling mentally or physically happy, what can we do to fix that, to change that vibe, to change that story, and to rewrite that narrative? And then also I wanted to chat about what I'm doing to keep myself happy and high vibe and positive. All right, so let's just jump right in and do what we do, right? So how are you doing? I want to take a moment and talk about how you can reflect on your inner state and your inner well-being, because I had a very interesting experience. Obviously, I'm a coach. I've been trained. I know about the mental. I know about the physical. I have been working for years to learn how to tune into my guidance system. And the other day, I was just talking to my personal therapist, and I went, I don't know what's going on. Something is wrong. Something is up. I feel out of alignment. I feel out of, like a guitar out of tune, Like I can feel these different things occurring in my physical existence that feel like a rewind. I feel like I've gone back in time to, 5 years ago. What is happening to me right now? And so I kind of just sat with it. I did what I continuously keep talking to you guys about, but in case, you haven't seen it or you're new here, I will kind of explain it just very briefly with setting intentions during sleep. And this is something I learned years ago, and sometimes I forget, but recently I've been super strict with it. Like every single night I set an intention before bed. Usually I set a whole bunch, and I'm just like ranting to the universe. I'm like, okay, my intention today or tonight is blah, 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 blah. And I just kind of like throw anything that is on my mind out there. And first of all, that helps to get it off your chest. Get it out into the universe. Get it into a mode where the universe now knows how to help you. It's like, a little kid at the grocery store leaves and goes, I wanted candy, why didn't you buy me candy? And you go, well, if you just asked, I would have given it to you. The universe is looking at us the same way and is saying, if you just ask, I'd help you with what you need. But you can't expect the universe to know, and quite frankly, it doesn't matter what you need, honestly, unless it's deviating you from your purpose completely and the universe needs to bring you back on course. If you don't ask for it, the universe isn't going to give you anything, because that's against your free will. So if you're struggling and you want an answer, you can just struggle, or you can put it out there and say, universe, I'm ready to receive the answer. No matter what it is, no matter what it happens to be, whether I like it or not, I'm ready and open and receptive to whatever I need to hear, know, see, be told, experience anything. I am open, I am receptive, I am ready. And then the universe can hand you what you need. So my intention setting for sleep is always go something like this. I set the intention tonight to be open to receiving, the answer what is it that I need to do? Who is it that I need to be? What do I need to experience? Who do I need to meet, in order for me to accomplish figuring out why I feel this way, figuring out why I am feeling, disconnected from myself, figuring out why I'm experiencing all of these physical symptoms. I am ready for the answer. I am ready for my, healing process to begin. I'm also ready for complete expansion and blow up in my business. I'm completely ready for connections. I'm open and ready for every single client to come to me that is aligned with me, and just lay it all out there for the universe to then start to bless you. Just put it all out there. Anything that's heavy on your mind, anything you want to know, and be sincere about I am completely open and ready and receptive. Because if you're not, if there's like a block there, if you're like, yeah, I want to know, except if it means that I'm going to have to change my diet, I'm not going to do that, or whatever, you put up a block and the universe isn't able to get you the answer that you need because you're blocked. So you have to completely let go of attachment to what the answer is going to be, what the direction is going to be, how it's going to come to you. And then the universe can step in and be like, oh, here you go. I am in a good mood, aren't I? Anyway, I was led to reach out to a good friend of mine. Well, I consider her a good friend. I don't know if she considers me a good friend. We're social media friends. Anyway, and I just love her to pieces. And I don't know if she loves me, but I love her. I digress. Anyway, so I reached out to her and I was like, hey, and I actually had a moment where I just literally, I was so upset. I was in the bathtub. All of my amazing revelations come to me in the bathtub. It's an amazing thing. You should try it. Anyway, so I was about ready to get out of the bath and I was like, it was midnight. I'm like, I need to send her a message. So I sent her a message on Messenger and I was like, look, I know I'm not your client and I'm sorry if this is stepping outside of your whatever. But I was really led to talk to her and just be like, look, I stood up to get out of the bathroom and out of the bathtub and I just I almost passed out. It was and after one glass of champagne, I wasn't even at all tipsy. I wasn't, starving. I had dinner. It just was a random, kind of crazy thing. But it was random and crazy, but it happens way too often to me to be something random, if that makes sense. It doesn't have any particular every single time I stand up I get dizzy, or every single time I do this I get dizzy. It just hits me at random times, I guess is what I mean. And it was so frustrating. I used to feel this way when I was younger. And then like I said, it feels like I'm going backwards. 5 years, I was really sick like this. I was really struggling like this. And, it's been a while since I've had to deal with that. And now it's kind of all coming back. I'm feeling that fatigue. I'm feeling that lethargicness. I feel very weak when I wake up in the morning. I go to reach for my phone and I can't get my charger out of my phone dock because my hands feel so weak and shaky. My arms just have no strength. And these are all things I've dealt with, but it's been a while and it was scaring me. So I was just like, hey, do you have any idea what this could be? She is so amazingly knowledgeable that I was like, have you experienced this? Have you heard about this? Is this something that kind of clicks for you that you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense? And she asked me a couple questions about whether I have dandruff, which I don't think you could see it, but I definitely do. And I'm really good about cleaning it up all the time, but I definitely have started to have worse dandruff now than before. And, wake up in the morning and there's my tongue's kind of coated in white stuff. And, my breath is stinky. And Dan tells me all the time. And I'm taking very good care of my teeth and just doing all of the things. And I'm having all of these symptoms that are just, irritating me. And so after asking me all these questions, she was able to help me. So my point of all of this is during this time, especially with the heightened stress of the time that we're going through. It can feel like we're going backwards. If we've made progress in our life and we're like going places and we're doing things and we're making progress, heightened stress can revert us back to, a little while ago, years ago, and old physical symptoms can start to reappear when we're stressed out more. For me, it's a reoccurrence of candida in my gut, which I've always had gut issues, but now more than ever, it's becoming really, really inflamed. Obviously, I haven't done a test yet again, but I got tested for it. I know that I was positive for candida back like last year. And I never really did the full protocol because I wasn't really given a full protocol. So I'm sure I didn't clear it out completely, and the stress is making it worse. So like with all of that in mind, it's really important to pay attention to your body's symptoms and be willing to get the answers. Obviously, I don't want to have to go on a full-blown 6-month candida diet that's very strict and eliminates a lot of the things that like I'm cooking in culinary school and whatnot. But if that's what makes me feel healthier, if that's what brings, me back to feeling, energized and my body to be functioning properly, it's so worth it. And so because I opened myself up to being able to get the answers, because I was willing to listen to what I was being told, then I was able to get the response that I needed. She was able to kind of put me in the direction of some things that I'm able to get now to help start with that candida protocol to get it, delivered to me. And then I went to an amazingly fun brunch today with my girlfriends, and we had such a great time, and we were all talking, and one of the girls was talking about Ayurveda, which one of the recommendations I would say, if you're home and you're chilling and you want to start learning about your body and you really want to start tapping into your physical health, I would highly, highly, highly recommend Perfect Health by Deepak Chopra. Amazing book. It's what got me, beginning to learn about Ayurvedic medicine, and it's just a really beautiful book and very, very, very informative, with so much information and so much scientific information in it for us to why Ayurvedic medicine is so beneficial for our bodies. But anyway, she started mentioning that, and honestly, I hadn't actually paid a whole lot of attention to my doshas and the eating specifically for it, and paying attention to my doshas and paying attention to my dry brushing and my ama, I believe that's how you pronounce it, and my digestive fire and whatnot. I know about it, but I kind of stopped really focusing on that with my body. And so I did a little test, and I got, I retested my doshas to see. And of course I'm a Veda Pitta, mostly a Pitta mind and a Veda body. And if I'm pronouncing any of those things wrong, whoops. I learned from reading, so I may be saying them wrong. Anyway, so, she was mentioning that, and it really encouraged me to look back into that. Another answer from the universe for me to start paying attention to my body. And there was some really amazing books that were I was I don't really know about the Candida protocol. I know you have to go on a special diet. But, my doctor at the time, she kind of sucked, and she didn't give me any diet changes. She just gave me supplements. Well, obviously I know I need to make diet changes, but I wasn't really taking it seriously at the time. And so I didn't have any information that landed in my path for Candida protocol. And now that I'm ready and willing and, able to take it seriously, and I'm ready to make the changes and to, change my diet out of love for my body. One of my really good friends on the brunch call was I've got the perfect book for you. And so of course all of these things are in alignment with what I asked for. And so of course the point is that when you start to open yourself up to the universe and you start to become very aware, you tune in and you go, this is what's bothering me. And then you start to ask specifically for guidance. the universe then hands you everything you need. It's like placing an order at a restaurant. It's like, okay, I want a hamburger. Well, you wouldn't go to a restaurant and just be like, I want a hamburger, and just let whatever happens happen. Because 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get the hamburger that you want. There's so many options. And so when you just tell the universe, I want to feel good, or I want to know why, I just feel kind of blah, the universe is like, okay. When you go, I want a medium rare hamburger with pickles and I don't, what do people get on their hamburgers? Whatever, avocado and barbecue. That sounds terrible. But anyway, so when you start to get really specific, you place that order with the universe. You say, this is what I want. You're like, I want a brand new car with all of these features. This is what I want. And I'll never forget the one time where I first started learning about manifestation and telling the universe what you want is, if you just tell the universe, I want a car, you could end up with like what was the example they used? Like some really terrible car. You could end up with a Pinto, okay? Or you could say, no, I want a 2020 Tesla Model X with ludicrous mode unlocked, with black leather interior. I haven't thought about this at all. You can go through all the things and be like, I don't want it with any more than 200 miles on it even. And just I'm going to buy it from the Richmond dealership, whatever. Of course, the more specific you get, the more, the longer it might take for you to get your answer. But the more specific you get, it might take a little bit longer, but you get exactly what you want. And that's the point. The point is when you tell the universe exactly what you want and you go, this is my order. This is me placing my order at a restaurant. This is my specifics. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm interested in. You get exactly what you need. You get exactly what you want. And so when it comes to something that you're unsure about, when you're not asking and placing an order for something you know exactly what you want, when you're not placing an order for the exact car you want, when you're asking for guidance, when you're asking for direction, when you're asking for encouragement, inspiration, any of those things that are kind of open-ended, when you get really specific about what you're looking to achieve or what you're looking to get guidance on, that's when the universe can step in and hand you exactly what you need, everything that you need to answer your question. So let's take it back a little bit. We originally started talking about how to tell what you need. So I kind of went and I went to the how to get it, but let's take it back to how to really tune in to your guidance system and go, this is what I need, so that you know what to ask the universe for. So you know how to be very specific and place your specific order so that you can tune into what's in here and go, okay, this is what I need to understand. This is how I'm feeling. So we need to get really, really present in the moment. We need to get really quiet and we need to tune in and really focus on every part of the body. So sit here and set an intention for what we're about to do. My intention is to determine what my body needs right now in this moment, what my body is desiring, what I am calling in right now to serve me. My intention is to determine what I need to live the healthiest and most vibrant life possible. So when you start with that intention, when you start with that very clear direction, now you're telling the universe what you want. You're telling your higher self, your intuition, your body, this is what I desire, my desired outcome is. It's all about just being really specific about what you want in the moment. So my intention is to become very clear about what my body needs right now. Very simple, very specific. Very to the point. And then you have to tune in. Then you have to get quiet. Then you have to sit there and focus on your breath. Focus on the in and out. You can do box breathing if you want, or you can just allow your breath to naturally come in and out as you sit there in silence. And this is something you want to do on your own, and because, a lot of silence just sitting here staring at me meditating might be very strange. But you sit there and you get super quiet, you kind of block out the outside noise, put on a nice, mantra meditative music if you would like. Not necessarily a guided meditation unless it's guided to specifically pay attention to every piece of your body, which some of them are. But if you don't have one of those available to you, just put on some nice meditative music and tune in. You go, and you can just start at the top and work your way down. You can go, how is my mind feeling right now? How is my forehead feeling? Is there tension in my forehead? How are my eyes feeling? And you literally go through all of your body parts, and you could start at your feet and work your way up, or you start at your head, work your way down, whatever is comfortable and you feel guided to do. And you literally tune into every different piece of your body. This is your body. This is what is carrying you through life right now. The only reason why you have air and breath and life and creativity and inspiration, motivation, the life force going through you, the energy within you, and everything is working together to create a healthy and vibrant you, or not. And if something is out of alignment, it can throw everything else out of alignment. And so you really have to tune in and see, how is every single part of me doing right now? And let your body tell you how it's doing. And then once you have that connection, you have that guidance, and you're able to sit silently and allow your body to speak to you, that's when you can place your order with the universe and say, now this is what I need. Now I need to understand, why the fuck do I have dandruff all of the time? Why am I about to pass out when I'm getting out of the bath? Why am I whatever? And then you get your answer. Boom. Just like that. So we've talked about how are you doing? And we've talked about tuning in, and we've talked about how to do all of these really amazingly wonderful things. And now I want to talk to you about what I'm doing. So I've already explained to you how I am calling in answers. Now, some of them, like the physical symptoms, I've spent so much time over the past years tuning into my body. It was very easy for me to tap in and then ask the universe for help and get an answer. It was just like that, really quick. I asked like 2 days ago, and I got an answer yesterday, and I got an answer today, and I got everything I needed. But some things take a little bit longer, so give yourself some time, especially if you haven't got that connection down. It might take a couple of times of tuning into your body. It might take a couple of times of talking to the universe. It might take a few days. It might take a few weeks to really allow, call in that answer. But don't give up. Keep tapping into your body. Keep talking to the universe. It will get easier. In the meantime, I am keeping my spirits high. I have been very open, I think, as far as how I feel. I feel like I've been very open about the fact that my mental health has been all through the range. It's been all over the place. It's been a roller coaster ride, and it will continue to be a roller coaster ride. I don't see, this high vibe being carried into every single day, and that's to be expected. That's normal life too. You have ups and you have downs. It's what happens. So what am I doing? Especially like yesterday, I woke up yesterday, I was like, ugh, I'm not all about today. Like, I'm just not feeling it. I was like, meh. I woke up, I was like, meh. I woke up late. I didn't get to sleep until like 5 o'clock in the morning. I was having such a hard time sleeping. So I slept until like 1. It was like so late, but it's what I needed. And I even still woke up kind of groggy, kind of like, that waking up in the afternoon. I'm like a little bit like, but I was determined. I was like, I'm going to have a good day today. I'm going to do what I set out to do. I'm going to accomplish what I set out to accomplish, and I'm going to get it done because I want to have a really good day. So I got up, I put on my, first thing in the morning, I tap into the stories of people who are like the Instagram stories of people who are, doing amazing things or just living amazing lives. Like, I just want to feed off of that energy of people who are high vibe and who are like doing the, everything, or who are, I don't know, like I watched Amanda Francis. She wasn't doing anything yesterday. That was what her story was about. The fact that she was doing nothing. She was like taking a break, and that's awesome. I'm just feeding off of her vibes. Maybe not her like energetic, get things done vibes, but just her high vibes, just feeling good and living life and being in tune with needing to take a break and needing to take a rest, and just feeding off of that really caring and loving energy that she has. And then I pop in my earbuds, although I will say, caveat, my earpods give me headaches because of the EMF. So I've been very what's the word I'm looking for? Attentive to that. And I've been making sure to use my corded headphones as often as possible. If my phone is near, I'm not going to go crazy. I'm not going to get rid of my AirPods. I'm not going to do anything like that. But I am being cognizant of that and making sure that if I have my phone handy, then I'm using my corded headphones just to make it so that I'm getting less exposure to Bluetooth. I digress about the Bluetooth. But something to think about if you are getting headaches. Anyway, so I, popped in my headphones, my corded headphones, and I listened to a really high vibe, workshop. So, I am a part of Amanda Francis. It's all about her today, isn't it? All her vibes. But I'm like in love with her right now. And I'm a part of maybe too many of her courses and programs. No. But I'm a part of Money Mentality Makeover. There we go. So Money Mentality Makeover, Sell from Your Soul, and become a money making coach. I'm already a coach. I'm already making money as a coach, but I don't think that there's ever too much you can learn. And I love the way that she does things so much differently than everyone else. So I'm just soaking up her vibes. And then after infusing myself with inspiration and getting myself excited, I was like, I'm going to create today. And then I sat in front of my computer and I created for 8 hours. I think it's so important to surround yourself with people who think and do things differently. Whether you think you know it all or not, I don't ever claim to know it all. I'm always really open to learning new things. I'm always excited about learning new things. And I think that's so important. When you start to think you know it all, you block yourself from becoming smarter. You can always be smarter. There's always a way for you to learn more and be smarter. So don't block yourself and think that you know everything about something. There's always someone that can do it better or talks about it better or in a way that you haven't heard it before. And she's someone who creates business, her courses. She's someone that approaches business in a way that I've actually always felt called to do, but felt wrong about because everybody was telling me I needed to DM everybody and I needed to do this and I needed to do that. And here's a list of things that you need to do. And she's like, no, fuck that. And I'm like, thank you. Fuck that. That's what I've been saying to myself, but not following through on because I thought that I had to. So that was my little tangent on listening to people, being open to advice. But that's the thing. Surround yourself right now with the inspiration and the advice and the encouragement and everything of people doing things differently than you, just to get an idea. If it doesn't feel right, whatever. And then be open to finding the people that can inspire you to let what works for you out into the world. She's making millions of dollars doing what I really feel called to do in a way that most people say business doesn't work that way. And I'm like, business does work that way. She's living proof and I can do it too. And so now I'm taking her course because I want to revamp my mindset and really own and hone and expand the way I felt called to do it in the beginning and get back to that with somebody who's aligned with that way of thinking, with someone who can really bring that back out of me and bring me back to what I was originally called to do, who's already done it, already been there, already established a way. She can lead me in the way that I want to go in, but show me the right way to do it without having to make all of the mistakes that she made along the way. And that's why we hire coaches in general to do that. That's why I do what I do, so I can help women to not have to go through the same learning process that I went through. I can cut out years of your time to get you from point A to point B because I went through all of this shit that, when you're stumbling around in the dark and just trying to find your way. And now I'm like, no, you can go to A to B this way. And I can give you the guidance to do that. And that's what I'm searching for also, is anybody and everybody who can do that for me. So I would encourage you to find the people who can do that for you. Find the people that you connect with. It doesn't have to be me. It would be great if it was me. I would love to work with you. I would love to help you get from point A to point B. I would love to help expand your mind and help you think about things from a different point of view, or help you connect back to that point of view that you really felt aligned with, but you ventured away from because you felt you should, and help you bring back to, your center and who you feel that you are and who you want to be. and let that crazy out completely and, you know, fully step into who you are. But if it's not me and you know, it's somebody else, great, go find it, go do it, go, you know, soak up those vibes and just immerse yourself in it. This is an amazing time to be able to do that because, you know, and I think it's like overplayed now almost. Oh, we have the time, we have the time, we have the time. And it's not so much about having the time so much as it is about really honing the mindset, if that makes sense. It's really about embracing the opportunity to think of things from a new perspective when we have less that is really hitting us all at once. We have less on the to-do list. We have less in our space, and there's a lot of free things out there. This video is free. You could watch it 150 times. I would love for you to take that kind of guidance and inspiration from anything that I do, you know? And so you can find those free podcasts and, you know, books if you want to buy a book from Amazon and get it delivered and stuff like that, to find who really works for you, who really speaks to you, who you really enjoy learning from, and then be able to soak up their wisdom and their guidance without so much of the external like stuff coming in on us that we were used to before all of this. And that's another thing you can set an intention for. You tell the universe, I am really looking for someone who blah, 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 is an expert in the field of Ayurvedic medicine, someone who's an expert in becoming the best version of myself, someone who's an expert in women's empowerment, someone who's an expert in, what's the word I'm looking for? Neurology? No, that's a department at the hospital. Anyway, whatever, how the brain works. Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza, I think is his name. I'm really just butchering all of the words today. But anyway, you can set those intentions and you can find those things because the universe will hand them to you. So let me give you a list of some of the amazing things that I'm using right now and I'm soaking up the guidance from. Let's get cracking on these. So I'm just going to go through this entire stack of beautiful books. It's not even a quarter of what I have in my collection of books. These are all books I've read at least once that I absolutely love and that I know will be beneficial depending on what you're looking to accomplish, learn, be inspired by during this time. So I have here, I can show you like so many books, and I have 2 of those bookshelves. So I have many other recommendations. I have 2 blog posts on my recommended books as well, although some of the books that are in this stack right here are not on those blog posts, but they're kind of like recently read by me, or in a little bit of a different category that I've talked about, but I can link those 2 blog posts as well because they're amazing and you should definitely check them out. I readjusted a little bit so that I could be fully present with my stack, and I actually added 3 more books. So I'm going to tell you why I love all of these, what they're about, and yeah. So The Gifts of Imperfection by Brené Brown. She's amazing. She's a shame researcher. So if you're feeling shame about anything in your life right now, if you're feeling shame about how you're reacting to this situation, if you're feeling shame about how you're dealing with certain situations or how you're reacting to the world in general, this is going to be an amazing book because it's going to help you kind of bust your shame myths. But more than that, this is actually a book on getting rid of that whole I'm supposed to be this way, very similarly to why I love Amanda Frances and her approach to business, because of who I wanted to be versus who I was trying to be. So quite simply, it's going to help you bust the myths of who you think that you're supposed to be and help you really embrace who you really are, which is the perfect time for this. If you're looking for doing some soul searching, this is the way to go. These are in no particular order, by the way, so I'm just going to roll through them, and I just kind of picked them up as I found them on my bookshelf. So, A Return to Love by Marianne Williamson. This was the book that I absolutely fell in love with her with. I mean, it's based on A Course in Miracles. She's so open and brutally honest about her flaws. It's really beautiful. Flaws, I say, her just being human. She's not afraid to say, somebody once told me I was a bitch, and she's like, because I was being a bitch type thing, So I love the honesty, the rawness, the realness, and all of the really amazing, ways she approaches being loving. Get rich, lucky bitch. I learned so much about money blocks from this book. Now, I have not read her other book. Maybe it's just Lucky Bitch. I can't remember exactly. But it is really, really an incredible book about living a first-class life, owning your worth. And there's a lot of really amazing ways in this book to approach situations and to look into your life that is pretty unique to Denise. So Denise Duffield Thomas. Maybe I said her name wrong too. Anyway, and this is, I took all the, jackets off my hardcover books because they're so much prettier this way, but this is Like She Owns the Place by Cara Elwell Leyba. You can find her now by Cara Elwell, since she's gotten divorced, but this is a really, really fabulous powerhouse book about stepping into owning your worth and owning the room when you walk into the room and really being that powerful woman with that, presence about her that makes people stop and pay attention, because every single one of us has that access to that kind of power within us. We have to tap into it. This is the book to help you do that. These next two books are also by Cara Elwell Leyba. Girl Code, which is the first book I ever read in the modern self-help space is what I'm going to call it. This book is about empowering each other, building each other up, lifting each other up, and getting rid of that whole crazy bullshit about how women have to compete and tear each other down in order to get ahead in life, because what kind of shit is that, right? So this is all about working together, loving each other, supporting each other. And then Girl on Fire is her newest book, which is just that, becoming a fiery powerhouse woman. How to choose yourself, burn the rule book, and blaze your own trail in life and business. I can't explain it better than that. The next book is by Rebecca Campbell, and it's Light is the New Black. First of all, I bought this book because of the cute pink title, or the pink cover, which matches my brand so well, and the name, because awesome, right? And so this is all about tapping into your light, embracing your gifts, and it's a little bit more on the woo-woo spiritual side, but it's still modern girl woo-woo spirituality. So it's not crazy. It's not super weird and intense. It's really eye-opening. It's really amazing for connecting to your inner goddess. Your Subconscious Can Change Your Life by Dr. Mike Dow. This is a really incredible book for tapping into your subconscious brain. So this book comes with guided meditations to help you actually tap into your subconscious. It's very scientific. It's actually right in the cover. You've got brain scans and whatnot about the subconscious brain. So this is going to be obviously written by a doctor, so it's going to have very heavy-handed in the scientific-y side, but also a combination of the scientific and the metaphysical by working with your brain to help change your life, obviously, like it says in the cover. So pretty cool with that. This beast of a book, which I will admit I did not read the entire Bible of women's health, but I use it for specifics and for targeting certain things, and I have also used it for drying flower petals. But Christine Northrup, Women's Bodies, Women's Wisdom, Creating Physical and Emotional Health and Healing. So it's all about a woman's body. It's everything you could ever need for becoming a healthy, vibrant you. But it's very, very medically and about just every part of your body, and a whole bunch of sections on, what makes you feminine and your feminine cycle and whatnot, which is really, really beautiful. Every woman needs this Bible in her life. Needs. All right, we're over halfway through, guys. Super Attractor by Gabby Bernstein, her newest book. fabulous, all pretty much metaphysical, but again, a modern girl spiritual woo-woo book for tapping into everything that's available to you and becoming a super attractor, which is being able to get anything in life that you desire and calling that into your life and working with the universe and really just becoming a really direct, open, clear channel for the universe to hand you everything you need, which is really important right now for working on manifesting new jobs, more income, perfect circumstances and things like that. So would really be upbuilding, loving, helpful, kind, and all of the wonderful things for right now. It's not supposed to be this way. I did not read this whole book because I got it in a time where I was really struggling, and then I got kind of caught up in other books and I didn't finish it. But I love it because it talks about God. So it is a little bit on the spiritual side, but of course you can replace God with universe, source, my higher self, whatever works for you. And I'm just going to read the back because I don't think I could say it better. And just says, life often looks so very different than we hoped or expected. Some events may simply catch us off guard for a moment, others may shatter us completely. We feel disappointed and disillusioned, and we quietly start to wonder about the reality of God's goodness. So, such perfect divine timing for right now. If you are feeling stressed out, stuck, shattered by the current world events, this is an amazing book to help pull you through and just give you so much hope and love and encouragement. The Dark Side of the Light Chasers by Debbie Ford. Reclaiming your power, creativity, brilliance, and dreams. This book is amazing. If you feel like you would benefit from Brene Brown's book because of shame, this is another book for you. The dark side is what we hate about ourselves. All those moments I felt so lesser of a person or so guilty for being a positive women's empowerment coach and then snapping at someone at the grocery store or having fiery passion about something to the point where maybe I can be a little nasty and be considered a bitch, which I fully own now, is why you need this book, because there's nothing wrong with it. And she actually mentions that very, very same situation and goes, yeah, but what if being a bitch was actually a positive thing? What if those things you shove so far down because you feel are negative aspects of your life are actually positive and are going to help you get ahead in life and help you really blossom to your full potential? Boom, right? A Mind of Your Own. If you're suffering with depression, I'm going to end up hidden behind these books. If you're suffering from depression, this is the book. A really, really beautiful book to help guide you to understanding depression, understanding what's going on with your mind. And she's very scientific and very holistic combined, which is my absolute favorite combination of doctors, scientific and holistic, to give you the best approach to debunking conventional medicine for depression. Not that it's not necessary. Of course, in some cases, I take medication for mental illness. It's okay. But helping to clear out the need for medication and fix and heal yourself from within so you don't need it anymore. Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. I love this book. It is so scientific and hard to digest sometimes. So awesome. I love it. It is all about losing your mind and creating a new one. It's about it's along the same lines as your subconscious mind can change your life, because it's all about scientifically using your mind to create a new one and getting rid of all those blocks and the traumas and the negativity that's kind of stuck all up in there, clearing it out, getting rid of it from a scientific perspective. This is actually all about quantum physics, which is an amazing subject that I'm in love with, and I think it's incredible. I have not made it through this book all the way either, because I take it and I digest it in bits. I read it in bits, I digest it, and then I go back to it for more, and because I just really want to fully and completely and totally understand everything he's talking about, because it's just a fascinating read that will really challenge your mind. And then last, but actually probably my favorite, I don't know, that's a little bit relative. These are all amazing books, but Open Wide by Melissa Ambrosini. Again, no jacket, but this book is amazing. If this is the medical encyclopedia that women need to understand how their brain works, this is the spiritual encyclopedia that all women need to get through life vibrantly and healthy. The book is actually about deep love, soulful sex, and rocking relationships. So it's got all of the different categories in life. It's literally the woman's encyclopedia for everything from going within, unleashing your inner, what is she called, goddessence. I love that word. I think it's beautiful. To like working in harmony with your body's seasons, which she goes on to explain. Also, how to have really amazing relationships with people, not just love relationships, but relationships in general. And then also how to just have mind-blowing sex. Like tantric, I think, is one of her main studies where she discusses all of that type of stuff. So very, very exciting and awesome and cool book that just approaches everything from such a feminine energy standpoint. And it's just so flowy and beautiful. So in case you've been wondering what I'm up to, I haven't actually read all of these books during this time. I've been revisiting some of these books like this one and the Encyclopedia for Medical Health, and of course still digesting Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. But a lot of these books are just books I wanted to give you as options, as ideas, depending on what you're looking to read and learn and grow from. I know when I first started in my journey, it was so difficult to find books I got so excited about. I would definitely recommend starting with like Girl Code or Mastering Your Mean Girl or something like that, where you can really start to dig into like one aspect of your life and kind of start to open the doors to modern girl self-help. If you're new, if you're not, I would just dive right in. Other than that, really quickly, I wanted to talk with you about ways you can do Audible. Sometimes we don't want to just sit and read. It's so gorgeous out. Maybe we can, make a cup of tea and lay a blanket down and read outside, but maybe we can't. And so maybe we're just not feeling like curling up with a good book. As fun as it sounds, sometimes it just doesn't seem like it's right in the moment. Sometimes we want to listen to something while we're doing chores, the dishes, vacuuming, whatever. So my list of my favorite podcasts right now are the Melissa Ambrosini Show, the author of Open Wide. She's amazing, very factual, scientific, and there's always a guest on the podcast who's an expert in some sort of field. So you're always learning a lot of really amazing information all of the time. Or the Kimberly Wenya podcast. She doesn't usually have guests, but she's always very focused on being connected to yourself and to the universe. So if you're really looking to dive deeply into manifestation, modern girl woo-woo-ness, and how to really connect with the universe, how to manifest things, she's your girl. And her episodes are usually shorter. And so there can be like quick little bursts of inspiration you can use while you're in the shower. You can listen to it and it just gets you going on a great note. Also Style Your Mind podcast. Again, she's doing quick little bursts right now, where she's just giving like bursts of inspiration that are so fantastic. That's Kara Alwaleba, who is the author of several of these books in this pile. And she's doing, a lot of very relevant to this time in history. So talking about very specific ways to get through this unique situation in history and be loving, kind, caring to yourself, and also, being energized. And then my girl, Amanda Francis, XO Amanda Francis on her Instagram and whatnot. And also, And She Rises podcast. And she also has a YouTube channel. So like short little bursts of 3-4 minutes usually of inspiration. But they're great because you can listen to a couple of them in a row and you just get some like little nuggets of awesome wisdom that you can tune into if you just need a little pick-me-up, if you're just totally not in the mood for something that's long and lengthy or reading or anything like that. It's like in the middle of listening to some really high vibe, upbeat music, you can just tune into a short, like 4-minute inspiring thing to pick you back up and then move on with your day. And so it's really beautiful things like that. So you've got everything to choose from. I hope that this was really helpful for you. I know I've written blog posts about it, but sometimes it's just helpful to see it and for me to explain it. So I get that. And me and my giant stack of books now have to go and put ourselves back in working order so that my office is not a crazy mess. I've got to go put them all back where they belong because they all have their special spaces in the bookshelf. So anyway, I am so thankful for you for tuning into this. I hope it was helpful. I hope it was inspirational and interesting and fun and high vibe and just a nice break in your day. And I think that this is probably the longest recording I've ever done, but I'm just in the mood to talk and chat and tell you all about my favorites and help you feel amazing today. So I hope that this was really fun. I hope you had a great time, and I hope I get to see you in Goddess of Modern Minutes soon. And if you're feeling called, I have some coaching spots available also. I'd love to chat with you more. You can check it out on my website and just see about booking a time slot with me. I think now is really an amazing time for checking in with yourself, seeing how things are going, and getting some additional help and coaching to help just make this time as beneficial as possible. There's absolutely no need to beat yourself up if you're not being productive and listening to podcasts and reading books and doing all of the things. But if you are feeling called, if you do have that inspiration, if you do have that fire and that energy, and you're looking for a little bit of direction and inspiration to always be there for you, I am here, I am ready, I am excited to work with you. And Goddess of Modern Minutes starts Wednesday. So we are kicking off soon. I can't even believe it. It's like 1 minute it was a month away and now we're here. So Goddess of Modern Minutes is my foundational course for mastering your mindset and really just making the best of this time, especially, and just infused with high vibes and just amazing women who are there to lift each other up, inspire each other, and just be their best versions of themselves. And so I am ridiculously excited for it to begin. I still have some spots available, so you can find it on my website if you are looking to really be a part of this amazing thing. And I think that I'm going to be releasing my newest product to you women first, and it's going to be a bonus for Goddess of Modern Minutes, the new guide challenge ebook thing that I'm creating. It's actually really super fun and amazing. It's been in the works for a long time, and I think that now is the perfect time of all to release it. I'm super excited about it, and I think you guys are going to be the first to check it out. I have not completed it yet, so you might not get it as a bonus right away. So boom, it just keeps getting better. You get to work directly with me. You get to see my smiling face every single week. You get to be surrounded by amazing high vibe women. You get a Facebook group, which is the first time I'm doing that. And you're going to get this awesome ebook that is actually, it's $111. So when it's released, that's what it'll be worth. What a value. Whoopsie. What a value. So sign up now. You have 3 days left. And then poof, it disappears. Not forever though, until next time. But why wait? This is the perfect time to do it. The perfect time to get involved in something really amazing and big and beautiful and just, I'm so excited about it. So sending you tons of love. Enjoy my stack of books. Enjoy your reading. Enjoy your time. Whatever you're doing, find something to look for today that is going to bring you joy. Lots of love. Bye.